All right, let's check your work now. On exercise L, you have the words either or. Either or is a correlative conjunction. It works in a pair. Both words are conjunctions. Either the history test or the geometry test will be given next Friday. Either or is a pair of correlative conjunctions. Whoa, you're going to get us in trouble if you don't stop soon. What is whoa? It's an interjection. It has no grammatical bearing on our sentence. You are going to get us in is a what? Well, it's a prepositional phrase, right? In trouble. So in is a preposition. If you don't stop soon, what is the word if? If is a subordinating conjunction connecting our independent clause, you are going to get us in trouble, to our dependent clause if you don't stop soon. Okay? So that is a subordinating conjunction. What about the word soon? It is an adverb telling us when you're going to get us in trouble. Soon. Number 3. Oops, sorry for bumping into you, but I was going too fast to stop. What is oops? An interjection. What about the word but? It is a conjunction. It is connecting two independent sentences. Since it's two things of equal value, that is a what kind of conjunction? A coordinating conjunction. Again, you've got to know that for your test tomorrow. I was going too fast. How fast were you going? Too fast, or to what extent? So it is a adverb. Number 4, shh. The baby is resting quietly. Shh is a interjection. Quietly is an adverb. Adverbs tell us how the baby is resting. Look at exercise M. Clauses and phrases. We're going to put parentheses around a phrase. And remember, a phrase is going to be, for us, in most of these cases, it's going to be a prepositional phrase. Our prepositional phrases are either going to be adjective, acting like an adjective, telling us which one, what kind, how much, how many, or whose. And it's going to be describing a noun or pronoun. Or the prepositional phrase will be an adverb phrase. In other words, it's going to tell us where, when, how often, to what extent, under what condition, or why. And it's going to be telling us about the adverb, about another adverb, the verb, an adverb, or an adjective, okay? They do the same thing as a single adjective or adverb would do. Look at number 1. We agreed that Nathaniel would be a great class president. Okay, what are the verbs you see in this sentence? Agreed and would be. Who agreed? We agreed. Who would be? Nathaniel. Now, what is true about Nathaniel? That Nathaniel would be a great class president. That is a clause. We know it's a clause because it has both a subject and a verb. And it began with a what? A relative pronoun in this case. So put your brackets around that Nathaniel would be a great class president. How is that, what does that Nathaniel be a great class president doing in our sentence? We agreed. That's our subject and a verb. We agreed what? That Nathaniel would be a great class president. So that clause is our direct object. And a direct object is a noun. So that is a noun clause. Look at number 2. Katie enjoys planning outings for friends and family. Do you see any prepositional phrases? For friends and families. Put parentheses around that. That's your prepositional phrase. Okay, mark it as a prepositional phrase. Okay, Katie is our subject and enjoys is our verb. What is planning outings for friends and family? That's also a phrase, but what kind of phrase is it? Planning, it ends in an ing, and it's acting as the direct object, so it is a gerund phrase. Look at number 3. Because our team finished the regular season in first place, we got a bye in the first round of the tournament. Prepositional phrases. in first place in the first round of the tournament. Now we can see the word because. Because tells us, ding, 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 this is always a what? It is a subordinate conjunction. So what's the clause? Because our team finished the regular season in first place. Put brackets around that. We know because we saw the word because as the first word of a sentence, it's a subordinating conjunction. It's at the beginning of the sentence, so more than likely it's introducing to us an adverb clause. We check and say, does it have a subject and a verb? And it does. So what does because our team finished the regular season in first place, what does that tell us? It tells us why we got the bye, right? Why we received a bye. So that means that clause is an adverb describing got. Okay? We already said that in first place was a prepositional phrase. In the first round was a prepositional phrase. And of the tournament is a prepositional phrase. Look at number 4. On Friday, Lila and her family are going to the beach because the weather is going to be sunny. Let's look for our prepositional phrases. On Friday is a prepositional phrase telling us when. So it's an adverb. The next one, the prepositional phrase is to the beach. To the beach tells us where. Since it's telling us where, it is also a adverb. To be sunny. To be sunny is telling us what? Under what condition it's going to be sunny. So it is also that's going to be our infinitive. I'm sorry, I misspoke. That's going to be our infinitive, but we'll come back to why. Okay? Looking for a clause. Do you have a clause in that sentence? Again, you have the word because, so we know that is a subordinating conjunction. So put a bracket in front of it. Because the weather is going to be sunny. That is our clause. Okay? Look at number 5. Although the game started with a disappointing first half, our team came back to win in the final seconds of the second half. Prepositional phrases. You have with a disappointing first half. That's a prepositional phrase. Okay, what else? In the final seconds is a prepositional phrase. And of the second half. Now, some of you started to say to win. Why is to win not a prepositional phrase? To win is an infinitive, okay? And it's an infinitive. What is although? The word although is a subordinating conjunction telling us it's starting a clause. So what's the clause? Although the game started with a disappointing first half. Stop at the comma. Put brackets around it. That is your clause. Now I will tell you that neither on this test nor on your chapter, not on your unit test, nor your chapter test, nor your final, will you have any diagramming, okay? Now, today we're going to start another chapter. Tomorrow's your test. If you have any questions at all about conjunctions, prepositions, any of this, please, 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 make sure you text me with your questions so I can answer. I'll have to answer them individually because this is the last video before the test. Now, what I'm about to teach you will not be on tomorrow's test. It will be on next week's test, okay? First, let's look at page 239. It says a clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb, and it is used as part of a sentence. An independent clause expresses a complete thought and can stand alone. A dependent clause, or a subordinate clause as we've been calling them, does not express a complete thought and cannot stand alone. Those are all facts you already know. Number 4, a simple sentence contains one independent clause and no dependent clauses. In other words, it has a subject and a verb. That's it. Now, it can have a compound subject or a compound verb, but only one thought. A compound sentence that contains 2 or more independent clauses, but no dependent clause or subordinate clauses, is a compound sentence. I want us to look at what I have on the board, you have in your book. Duty makes us do things well, but love makes us do them beautifully. Okay, then what I want us to do is to find the verbs. What are the verbs in this sentence? It is the word makes and the word makes. Now, let's look at these one at a time. Who or what makes? Duty makes. Okay? Who or what makes? Love makes. Is there a conjunction, a coordinating conjunction in this sentence? Yes, there is. It is the word but. Put a box around that. That is a conjunction. Now, that means I have a subject and a verb, then I have a conjunction, then I have a subject and a verb. Okay? Now, when you have subject, verb, conjunction, subject, verb, that is a pattern. Remember how way back at the beginning of the year when we were doing complements, I told you it would always be subject, verb, you would find the direct object, then the indirect object would always be between these two things. This is a sentence pattern, okay? That is the pattern of the sentence. It can't change. It's always like that. Well, the pattern that we have up here is subject, verb, conjunction. I'm going to put a semicolon there. Subject, verb. Okay? We have a subject, verb, subject, verb. That means I have a complete thought here and a complete thought here, right? Connected by a conjunction. This is called a compound sentence. Remember when you were little in first grade and your teacher said she would give you the words like basket and ball and you put them together and you come up with the word basketball because you were so smart. And you would have these big words. A compound sentence is simply taking two little sentences, putting them together to make a big sentence. But just like I can take the word basketball and break it in half and have the word basket and have the word ball, if I take a compound sentence, I have to be able to break it at the conjunction, and both of these are independent sentences. Okay? Look at number 2. Try and fail, but do not fail to try. What's the verbs? The verb is try, fail, and fail. Okay, now wait a minute. When you, don't I do? All right. What is the subject of who or what should try or fail? You. It's an understood you. Okay? Who or what do fail? Again, it is an understood you. Okay? So now, let's look at our sentence. Can I say you try and fail? And can I say you do not fail to try? Yes. Those are two little sentences put together. So what do I have? I have a compound sentence. Okay, I want you to do the next 2 on this page and the 2 on page 240 at the top on your own right now.